What's up, guys? Welcome back to Modern Traders. I'm Ben. I'll be your host as we discuss why modern traders loves a market correction. um, I know it's might have come as a surprise to you, and don't feel bad if it did. I'm that annoying guy in the group that's always bringing down everybody's buzz, reminding them that the market's overvalued. Got to keep it planned ahead of time. But even I thought we had a couple more weeks left. Obviously, every one of us knew this was coming. And we should definitely be celebrating and excited, not upset. But for argument's sake, this is the last 5 years of the SPY, and you can see a nice, solid 4-year, 90% uptrend. Nice, sustained, couple little dips, but nice, solid 4-year uptrend, raising up 90% in value. And then, obviously, last February, about this time, we had a 35% plague correction. But still, I mean, even 35% lower, it's a healthy uptrend. And following the 35% plague drop, we see starting up in March, let's take a look at the 1 year. So starting up in March, we have another 90% uptrend, except in 10 months this time instead of 4 years. So common sense dictates this has got to cool off. And we need to prepare for it. I actually put out a alert to the group maybe about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, saying it might be time to go ahead and get some SPY puts and some SQs calls so that you have a hedge ready for this. I think it was right about here. Yeah, right about here. I sent out that message to the group. And since we're traders, we're basically just degenerate gamblers. None of us did. Even me, the guy calling it out. So, moving on, we know that for the future, we would have a flat portfolio now instead of a dropping portfolio with that hedge. But, bygones are bygones. We still have opportunities, and those are, in my view, two categories. Number one, the high caps, the big boys. These are the very high-priced stocks, most part probably overvalued, but regardless, they've been out of your reach, out of your price range, so you've just been sitting on the sidelines watching them run up in value, just pissed off that you can't get in on it. And now, because of our friend, the market correction, a lot of these companies are down more than 50%, providing reasonable entry points where you can actually build up a long-term position, where before this awesome market crash, you wouldn't have been able to do so. These are obviously high risk, high reward, need to be taken carefully. A few of my favorites, Hydro Farm, constant uptrend, almost $100 since IPO, now brought back down to earth. You think CRISPR, all the way up to 220, crazy value, couldn't get in, half price. Fire Sale, Neo, not much of a drop, but Neo's just starting to take off. I mean, everyone knows what's up here. Excellent time to average down. Fastly, up and down, huge. At the bottom, it seems right now, Overstock ran up like crazy. Very out of reach, even though should have plenty of uptrend, but now very much more attainable. Same story with Agora, almost the exact same chart setup. Just, way better entry points all around. And these are just a few examples. There's dozens. Nano X, I don't care what anyone says, this is a revolutionary technology that is going to be huge, 3x at least. And the second category is the underdogs. Now, this is a way lower risk. These are low price. You've been watching them because you think they're undervalued. Preferably from a hot sector that recently ran up, and for whatever reason, this particular stock got left out of the run-up. And the correction, I mean, it's already undervalued, but is providing you with an even better entry. And also, the bonus here is that these are already undervalued, so what will happen is they'll reach a support level, and if that holds while the rest of the market is dropping, then you know that there's pretty good indication of the bottom for that stock, and time to cautiously enter. Some examples of what I'm working on actually right now, a little bit. Ideanomics finally got past the $4 psychological level, started to take off. and then the correction brought it back to us in case we blinked and missed out on it, which I did. Get a way better entry point in the $3 range, and it should show you that support hold here pretty soon. And if it does, you cautiously put your foot in the water and watch the rest of the market. What else we had? Rewalk. I mean, come on, guys. These people are making exoskeletons for Paralyzed. They're making cyborgs, all right? Which, even at $4 or $5, I thought was a good buy-in. And that one also started taking off, and the correction brought it right back. So we got a second chance in the $2 range. A steal, in my opinion. I mean, cyborgs, people, come on. Next ID. Missed out on the first couple Bitcoin pumps, but has started to pick up the trend. Just started really taking off. Sub-dollar all the way up to almost 4. And this one, same deal. You got the support level, and obviously when Bitcoin starts pumping again, it's going to get dragged along. XL Fleet, kind of both categories, really. It ran up to a pretty high dollar amount, considering, and then started to consolidate. And I thought, right here, just really tight consolidation getting started. This would have been the prime spot for a breakout, which I was watching for. But then right when it would have is when the market corrected it and brought it back to a way better entry for when it does inevitably break out. This is another long-term hold, in my opinion, but probably plenty of short-term gain. Play it correctly. CTRM, I bring this one up just because it's short squeeze potential. It's like 30% short float. But it's ran up recently, I think 20x maybe, but it's pulled back right to the $1, which is a huge psychological level with these stocks that are coming up from the change range. Once they get above $1, they're very reluctant to go back below it. It becomes a very strong support. So I'll be watching closely for this to hold that support and start an uptrend and trigger a short squeeze. Could be a really great profit opportunity, get you some capital for the rest of this downtrend. And and then if you want an even safer version of the underdogs category, you do the same thing, but with safety SPACs, which are awesome with the defined bottom at $10. Personally, I have about more than half of my portfolio in safety SPACs right now. And at the end of last week, while I'm watching the market drop percentage after percentage after percentage, my portfolio is just staying flat and actually a little bit green on Friday. So those safety SPACs are just awesome. Once they get down to just above $10, basically everything's upside at that point. Worst case scenario, you just take your money back. Some of my favorites, GXGX, just barely above the $10 level right now. And a perfect example because it was already there. And you see here, all the way through the market downtrend overall, hasn't budged. It's gone completely sideways because it's at $10. It doesn't care what the market does now. And it's a great company, I think. Thunderbridge, another one, merging with Indy Semiconductor, which is going to be huge, I think. Already started to take off, cooled off a little bit, and then wanted to take off again, but the correction gave us a second chance right back to safety SPAC range. I think it's about 1050 now. BTAC, another one that was showing a good strong uptrend, hasn't picked the target yet, but a lot of hype. And after consolidation, just started a green spike, and the correction said, nope, bringing it back down to safety SPAC. So you got another chance there if that's one that you like, and you can see the MACD is very bullish. Version. This went a little bit out of the safety SPAC range, but with the Richard Branson hype and contrary to popular belief, 23andMe has a lot of growth opportunity ahead of it. A lot of expansion. So I think this is easily going to be the over 20s before merger. I mean, just my opinion, but I think it should have consolidated in this range here and then started to trend back upward. But we were blessed with a almost down to $11 entry on this one after it's already gotten close to 19. This one's one of my favorites, merging with Li-Cycle, PDAC. And I mean, obviously, lithium-ion battery recycling. It's like, in my view, it's like the definition of a growth sector. I mean, it's nowhere to go but up. I think anything on this under about 15 is a good entry point, even for a long-term hold. But play as you will. And ACIC, come on, they're making flying cars. All right, let that sink in. They're making flying cars. And besides, ARK Invest is buying it, so that's all you really need to know. I mean, with just the ARK Invest hype, even if they weren't making a crazy cool story stock product, they'd still probably run up in the over $20 range. So this one's I think 12, 13 is still awesome. Anyway, so just a couple ideas. There's so many more examples of stocks that fit into those categories, but just keep in mind that these aren't plays to jump into immediately. They're plays to keep an eye on and wait for the overall market trend change. And in my opinion, you're always better off leaving 10-20% of your profit on the table and waiting for that trend to be confirmed at a resistance break. But I know it's hard when the markets look like this and you're seeing all this red everywhere to keep optimism and keep your head. But just remember, this is an opportunity to be celebrated and to learn, and remember to hedge next time when it's so obvious that it's time to do it. But anytime you see those headlines, they're followed by these headlines at some point, and that is why we love market corrections. This is something we should be looking forward to and planning for. Like all of our day trading activities, I mean, while they're super profitable and they can be very exciting, they're not sustainable long term. On a long enough timeline, your chances of success are going to drop to zero. So what we need to be doing is day trading for capital to use in these opportunities for long-term investments and actual long-term wealth growth. Anyway, that's enough on that topic. Before I go, I'd like to make sure to invite everybody over to the Discord. We got a good group of guys always having a conversation going. Free resources. I try to keep updated daily. And we do have a premium section. We have a good team of call-outs now, about 6 guys doing them. Swing trade call-outs, spread call-outs, contract call-outs. Keep a daily watch list of upcoming opportunities. You like to keep a SPAC list updated with the safety SPAC opportunities. Just a lot of resources. We do also have prizes, contests, giveaways for our premium and our free members. And yeah, we're doing the premium trial, so come check us out. Ben, this is Modern Traders, and thanks for stopping by. Till next time.